One of the things the Montana Common Core State Standards has is specific standards for each grade that include language pertaining to the Indian Education for All. Indian Education for All is embedded in both the ELA and math. While there are specific standards inclusive of Indian Education for All, IFA can be addressed in many additional standards. As we walk through the English Language Arts Common Core Standards, we're going to start with the reading strand. This graphic helps highlight each of the college and career ready standards found under each of the English Language Arts strands. The K-5 standards include expectations for reading, writing, speaking, listening, and language applicable to the range of subjects included but not limited to the ELA. The K-12 standards are divided into two sections, one for ELA and the other for the history, social studies, science, and technical subjects. This division reflects the unique, time-honored place of the ELA teachers in developing a student's literacy skills, while at the same time recognizing that teachers in other areas must have a role in this development as well. Here we can see 4 of the College and Career Ready Anchor Standards: Key Ideas and Details, Craft and Structure, Integration of Knowledge and Ideas, Range of Reading, and the Level of Text Complexity. For the key ideas and details, we need to provide the appropriate level of support as these standards are developmentally aligned to the grade level expectations. If we look at key ideas and details, the learning progression of the key ideas and details can be summarized as: identify big ideas in a text and supporting details, describe connections in a text, refer accurately to a text when explaining a point or answering a question, and for the 612 standards, cite appropriate evidence to support analysis and inference, determine central ideas and details throughout text. For the reading, craft, and structure, in the K-5 we have identify text features and use these features to find information, explain how images contribute to words in a text, identify the reasons an author uses to support ideas or claims, understand multiple accounts of points of view. In the 612, we have analyze how the text is structured to develop a concept, for instance, the role of a particular paragraph. As we work through each of these college and career ready standards underneath the reading strand, we notice that we're seeing a progression as the grade level expectations increase. Under the integration of knowledge and ideas, under the K-5 section, we have compare and contrast two texts on the same topic. Explain relationships from text, inter and intra-text connections. Use information from across multiple print and digital texts to integrate information. And in K-12, evaluate arguments and claims in a text. Analyze the way in which a medium presents information and integrate across different media formats. Analyze conflicting texts about the same topic. Now we've gone through each of the college and career ready anchor standards under the reading strand. Now we'll look at the writing strand. Here we have, in writing, text types and purposes, production and distribution of writing, research to build and present knowledge, and range of writing. In writing, the learning progressions can be summarized as: for K-5, write informative explanatory text, introduction, main points, conclusion, illustrations, or multimedia, precise language, domain-specific vocabulary. Introduce a topic, state an opinion, back up opinion with facts and details, provide a relevant concluding section. In 612, write arguments to support claims with evidence, identify correct and incorrect evidence for an argument, and anticipate the audience's concerns, values, and biases. Introduce topics and provide an overview using appropriate and/or formal organization, language, and logical structure. For production and distribution of writing in K-5, with guidance, use digital tools to produce and publish a range of writing, collaborate with peers. With support, focus on a topic and improve writing as needed by revising and editing. Respond to questions and suggestions from peers. In 612, when producing and publishing, include citations and present relationships between information and ideas. Improve writing as needed by revising as needed, including a focus on purpose and audience and engaging in a productive writing development process. Produce a writing appropriate to the domain, purpose, and audience. For the research to build and present knowledge, in K5, engage in shared research projects, express opinions about books, read and write how-to texts, produce reports, record observations, gather information from relevant experiences or print and digital sources to answer a question, take notes, characterize information, summarize, use citations, conduct research projects with multiple sources and aspects of topic, use evidence from information texts to support research, analysis, and reflection. In 612, when researching, use self-generating questions and refocus when needed. When gathering information, search effectively, assess credibility, quote or paraphrase. Now that we have looked at the reading strand and writing strand, we're going to look at the speaking and listening strand. In speaking and listening, we have comprehension and collaboration, as well as the presentation of knowledge and ideas. In K5, collaborative discussions following rules of talking with others, for instance, turn-taking, listening, etc., as well as multiple exchanges, following up on ideas, asking questions for clarification about texts or topics, contribute appropriate questions, comments, and ideas, review key ideas and conclusions, come prepared to clarify one's own ideas. Secondly, comprehend texts presented in various media formats, summarize points of view and evidence, and in 612, modify, qualify, or justify views based on new information, also interpret information from diverse media formats. For the presentation of knowledge and ideas, in K5, provide a coherent description with appropriate details, use drawings or other media to clarify ideas when appropriate, present clearly with evidence to support ideas, distinguish contexts for formal and informal speech, and in 612, clearly acknowledge alternative or opposing arguments, evaluate a speaker's purpose, reasoning, and evidence, strategically use digital media to enhance understanding and interest in a presentation. The last strand in the English language arts is the language strand. In language, we have the conventions of standard English, knowledge of language, and vocabulary acquisition and use. For conventions of standard English, students should demonstrate the command of conventions in standard English grammar and usage when writing and speaking. They should demonstrate command of conventions of standard English capitalization, punctuation, and spelling when writing. The knowledge of language, they should be able to apply the language to understand how language functions in different contexts to make effective choices for meaning or style, and to comprehend more fully when reading or listening. For vocabulary acquisition and use, you should be able to determine or clarify the meaning of unknown and multiple meaning words and phrases by using context clues, analyzing meaningful word parts, and consulting general and specialized reference materials as appropriate. They should be able to demonstrate understanding of figurative language, word relationships, and nuances in word meanings. They should also acquire and use accurately a range of general, academic, and domain-specific words and phrases sufficient for reading, writing, speaking, and listening at the college and career-ready levelness. They should demonstrate independence in gathering vocabulary knowledge when considering a word or phrase important to comprehension or expression.